life happened, taxes happen, once you start hitting a certain tax bracket of making a certain amount of money in the industry that I work in. I work solely off of tips. I serve, I bartend, I work in the service industry. For those of you guys who are unfamiliar with basically how it usually works in most states in the US or most places around the US, we are strictly tips only, all right? So I don't get a salary, I don't get an hourly wage. And the hourly wage that I do get is, believe it or not, like I tell a lot of international travelers this, that I only make $2.13 an hour, right? So meaning, if I received no tips within the hour, I'm only making $2.13 per hour. So in that trade, the way that the government, to make it fair for me to pay a tax, I have to get an estimated based upon how much they think I should have, right? That could be over, that could be less. So every year I was paying about like $3,000–4,000 a year, and I anticipated that, so I was kind of saving up money for that. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like I just waited to the very last minute and then did that. That's why I've been traveling before. I would always put away side money for tax season. That time I never expected to get anything back, and then this year I'm like, wow, like I'm almost paying 3 times that. Like what? Now let me know, am I the only one? I mean, I know I have a lot of friends, a lot of subscribers that are also in the same industry as me, or people like I said, I haven't met. Let me know if you've seen a spike. I mean, like I said, how did I go from, paying an average amount to almost triple the amount? Like, did you see a spike in your taxes? Is it just me just talking? I would like to know that too. And what ways are you going about it, or are you going to challenge it, or how are you handling the situation? Are you just going through any type of payment plans? Are you just planning to knock it out and just pay it in all one? Are you hiring maybe a tax professional to maybe investigate the matter even more? Those things, like I said, let me know. Type those in the comments or send me a message personally. And if you don't feel like discussing all of those details in public. I didn't really feel like a huge upkeep in the money that I was making, but I thought it was kind of just odd, you know what I mean? And I tried to do all my research to figure out why. And the thing about it with this service industry that I work in, it's kind of really hard to say, I owe exactly this amount. The government is always going to give you how much they think they know, right? Because there's no way that we can technically report every single dime and tip dollar that you make. And you know what? I don't want to get into politics. I don't want you guys to put in and say, oh, you're blaming things on Biden. You're saying that, but this is the government was the amount that I'm paying, right? So one of the new proposed things is, that in Trump's bill and plan that's supposed to happen is no tax on tips.
No tax on tips.
I think, and me personally, because this affects me, right? And not only me and other people that, work for tips, not necessarily restaurants or just other things, whether it's entertainment and stuff like that. Barbers, people like that, they feel like they shouldn't have to pay any type of taxes on tips because it's not a guaranteed type of money. This is personally how a lot of us feel, right? I don't know the finite things, and don't take this video for me telling you don't have to pay any type of taxes or there's nothing that's going on there. These are just things that are within the works. That's what's being talked about. I'm just reporting on what I've been told based on now. You can fact check it, you can look it up. And the true test will be next year's taxes. We'll be able to see if, that I'm owed, or do I have to owe anything based on the bill that was been proposed. And I think a lot of people have also voted. It was one of the things that they voted on that. A lot of people vote on their own personal interests and things that they like to see get done. I mean, that's the democracy, and that's how the US works. Regardless of what side you fall on, people usually vote on their own personal self-interest. So this was something that particularly lately will help me and tremendously, you know what I mean? I think about an extra, $9,000. for a year. You could do wonders with that. An extra $4,000, $5,000, $3,000 that I've been paying in previous years. Based on, this is the industry and the job that I am, okay? Let's just focus on that. So, you know, as much as I love traveling and I love YouTube, right now my channel has not provided me the opportunity to make this a full-time job and for me able to travel. Everything that I've done has been on my own expense, okay? It's been all of my own money. So if I'm not working and I'm traveling, I'm in a sense kind of losing money because I'm not there to gain the tips and the money that I can, right? So any vacation or any type of thing that I've done, it's been all of my own money. It's all been about the hustle, the grind, to save. A lot of times, you know, you guys just see me out and I'm in this other country and it looks like I'm having a great time. And don't get me wrong, I love traveling. This is my favorite thing to do. I'll do whatever I can to be able to do that. I believe life shouldn't always just be about, you know, you go to work, you go to work, you go to work, you go to work. Life is not supposed to be like that. You know, I am not promised any day on this earth. Tomorrow it could end, and you know, I want to live, as cliche as it sounds, life to the fullest. I want to travel to multiple more countries. I want to get more passport stamps. I want to get more tattoos. I mean, I want to see the world twice over, and I'm going to continue to do that, regardless of whatever situation that I find myself in. But right now, it's just harder to do that just because, I mean, in order to travel, you still need money to purchase a ticket. You still need money to have a place to stay. I don't want to be one of those travelers where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go and see how I can survive off of $20 in a country for 2 weeks. No, when I travel, you know, I want to be able to go to the restaurants that I want to go to, visit the museums that I want to see, visit the, you know, the quote unquote tourist traps, you know. I want to be able to see those things. And without money, you know, you can't do that. So I never want to be in a foreign country without any money and stuck in a bind situation. This YouTube channel is not about that. It's literally real life, you know what I mean? Like enjoying my time. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. Life is short. You know, we don't want to be in a situation where we're always working or we're always paying bills or paying taxes. And if that means you got to make a couple of sacrifices to maybe not going out on the weekend as much as before, or not spending so much on eating out, or you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing right now to make sure that I can still live this life of traveling and obviously produce more videos and turn this to something that's eventually full-time, because that is the ultimate goal, right? I'm not just traveling just because I want to do it for YouTube. I'm traveling because I love it. And I want this to be something that I can, you know, retire at, and something that I can just, you know, it's my dream job. So why not work hard enough to be able to do it and get paid for it? So that's the ultimate goal.